better than saying the whole thing in one go, right? You're giving the guy at the other end of that radio for some pauses, process what you're saying, okay? Don't forget saying that. And this is also crucial when you're giving grids, because if it's a 6-digit and you say break on the 3rd digit, the guy on the other end will know, yeah, that's a 6-digit, right? If it's an 8-digit, if you cut it on the 4th, he's gonna know it's gonna be an 8-digit. Works for the 10th, 5th break is 10-digit. Okay, so this is how to use the radio properly. Now, check-ins and arms reports. So as I said, after you get your clearance to fly, okay, for example, if the airframe is newly bought or you came back from Triple R, you may be half rearmed. What you can do is do a check-in. Okay, you're gonna list the status of the aircraft, basically. Okay, you're gonna let him know what your playtime is, which equals to how long you can fly, or meaning how much fuel you have. You're gonna list the ordnance you have, and you're gonna let him know where you are. Okay. If you're taking off for the first time, you can also let him know what aircraft you're flying. So, here's an example for you. 1-8 Demon check-in is as follows. Demon is 1x864D, break. Playtime of 30 mics, break. Gun is green, 8 times Hellfires, 38 times Hydras, break. At BP Bonkers, Angels 3. Okay? I've literally given him all the information he needs to task me properly, right? He knows how much ordnance I have, what he has on his shopping list, basically, and he knows how long I'll be there, and he knows where I am, okay? It can go, 1-8 Demon copies, move to BPX for tasking, right? So, that's your check-in, and this is useful. Let's say, you've gone for a Triple R after this, and 1-8 said, okay, take off, we need you immediately. Okay? Next time you do a check-in, you can list the ordnance you have, and if you say 5 times Hellfire, well, he'll know he has 3 less now. Okay? That's where check-ins are useful. But there's a way to get this information when you're not entering the AO. For example, you're at your BP, you've been there for, let's say, 10 minutes. You fired a couple of missiles, fired a couple of rounds. Well, the 1-8 can ask for an arms report, which is the same thing, but you list the aircraft status there. So an example would be, arms report as follows. Gun is red. 3 Hellfires remaining, break. 2 4 Hydras, playtime of 5 mics, break. Slight damage to the engines. Okay? He has full sheet of what's going on there. Okay? He may go, oh, the guy has damage to his aircraft. Let's RTB you and then get you, clean bill of health, let's say. Okay? That is an arms report. All of this information can go, can be useful if you're going to do JTAC one day also. Because that way you'll know how to keep tabs on the airframe you're tasking. Okay, so any questions until this point at all? Lovely.
Hi, excuse me, sorry.
Of course, go ahead.
I just got here, I got late. Did I lose anything extremely important, or?
Yes. We're halfway through the training session.
I am
After this,
currently recording, so I can just upload it to YouTube and send it into, I guess, to air.
no, but
yeah.
I believe you also came a little bit late. For were you here for the safety bits?
Yes, I was here for the safety bits.
Oh.
Okay, brilliant. So you can send the footage to Icarus and you can check that bit, which is very, very important. So, next up, I'm going to talk about some ISR and basic intelligence gathering, asking clearance. This may still go, you may go, really? We're going to talk about that? But, well, you can do that the normal way and you can do it the efficient way. Okay, so if you're not aware, ISR stands for Intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. So any form of intel gathering you do, it falls under ISR. So let's say you see an MBT, and then you're going to relay the info to 1-8. You can do this in, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. So you can do this in talk-on style. You can say, "Alright, Demon, we see an MBT south of the town. He's close to some bunkers or whatever, right?" But the efficient way, and what I suggest people do, is in a line formation, okay, or salute formation, which basically means you're gonna identify what it is. You're gonna give the location of it, be it 60G grids or a map marker. You're gonna give relative position to a landmark of where the target is, and then you're gonna let the JTAG know what it's currently doing. Okay? Example. 1-8, Demon has eyes on 1 times MBT at grid 1, 2, 3, break. 4, 5, 6, red marker 1, break. 400 meters of OBJ1, currently moving south along the MSR. Right? He has the whole picture, right? He knows where he is, where it's moving, what it's doing, all that good stuff. But at the end of this transmission, if you want, you can add a little bit of an asking clearance bit. You can give that info requesting clearance to engage, right? Since the JTAG has all that information bits, you can just look at the data and say, oh yeah, that's not danger close. You're cleared hot, right? So that's where the full ISR sheet comes in handy. Since the JTAG has the full info, he won't need to get his drone up and look at what it's doing, because you just told him what it's doing, right? So that basically shortens the process of getting clearance, because you've told him what it's doing. And asking clearance has one bit for the danger close. So as you know, the danger close clearance has to be given from 1-6, right? There's 2 ways to do this. You can, for example, ask 1-8 to get clearance for you, or you can basically ask 1-8 to get on the frequency that you're on, and you can basically ask 1-6 direct. Okay. So in some instances, some 1-6s, attentive 1-6s, may actually switch over to 8-1 and literally say cleared hot. Okay, there's 2 ways basically. But if you're recording, if you want to have like solid, fucking evidence of things, you can do it that way, or you can do it, 1-8 get me clearance sort of bits. Also on the ISR sheet, for example, if it's danger close, you can say, on the OBJ1 proper, danger close 25 meters, right? So okay, 1-8 knows, before I say cleared hot, I probably need a damn fucking clearance, right? So instead of saying cleared hot, he may have some process, but he knows the exact details of it. So if it's danger close, let the guy know what. If the enemy is on the move, let him know. If it's multiple things, also if it's a squad, let's say, you don't go 1-time squad and be done with it. You go 1-time squad at grid, in relative location, this red marker 1, whatever, and then at the end you can also give the size of the element. Let's say 1-time squad at grid 1, 2, 3, break 4, 5, 6, 400 meters south of OBJ 1, red marker 1, break. We're currently moving south along the MSR. There's 8 times EI currently. Okay, so you give the whole sheet again, but with extended info, if the target requires that sort of info. Okay. So yes, that's ISR in detail. If, for example, the 1-8 is going to give you intel on what you need to strike, he can basically do the opposite. He can give you this sheet, and then you can just punch in the grids, and then look at what he told you, and then engage things how you should engage them. So next up, I'm going to talk about external lasing. okay, and why it's awesome. So, especially in the Apache,